Hi, I am Dr. Annette Feravich from Healthy Mind, Body, Spirit, and I am starting my first video series for my new business. You can find us on the net at healthymindbodyspirit.net. And so this first series is on self-esteem because self-esteem is such an important topic right now. So much of what we are experiencing between epidemics and anxiety and depression are related to our self-esteem, or at least we think it's related to our self-esteem. So we want to look at that a little bit. One thing that we know as far as myths are concerned regarding self-esteem is that most of us believe that low self-esteem means below average in self-esteem. And actually what we find out is that here in the United States, that's not true. That people with low self-esteem typically on average still have self-esteem that is above average. Now, I want to ask you, how does that make you feel when you hear that? Sometimes what that might make you experience is what we call cognitive dissonance. And so that's what this first series is going to be about on self-esteem, is cognitive dissonance. And so what is cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance is that uncomfortable feeling that we have when our attitudes don't match our behaviors. Some examples of cognitive dissonance might include things like, I care about the environment, but I throw my cigarette butts out the window. Or maybe I care about the environment, but I don't recycle. Or I use 100 plastic bottles a month. So that might be an example of cognitive dissonance. My behavior doesn't match my attitude, and that leaves me feeling uncomfortable. Now, quickly, what are some of the things that we do as human beings to relieve that discomfort? So cognitive dissonance then motivates behavior in three different ways. The first way it motivates our behavior is it motivates us to stop the behavior. When we feel that discomfort because there is incongruency between our behaviors and our attitude, we can stop those behaviors. So we can stop smoking, right? We can act in a way that shows that we have integrity, right? We can stop telling those white little lies. But as we know, sometimes changing behavior can be rather difficult. So number two, what can we do? We can deny the consequences of those behaviors, right? We can say, well, things like my grandfather lived until he was 90 and he drank and smoked all the way up. And so, no, really, it only hurts some people, but not everybody. Right? So we can deny the consequences of our behaviors. Number three, we can add consonant attitudes. Consonant attitudes are those attitudes that bring together behaviors and incongruent attitudes into harmony with one another. So we might say things like, well, yes, it is bad for me to smoke. However, if I didn't smoke, I wouldn't be able to relax. It helps me relax. Or if I didn't behave in certain ways that followed the group, right, then I wouldn't fit in. I wouldn't fit in as well. So I sometimes tell little white lies, or I wouldn't be able to get that job. So again, those are three different ways then that we are able to deal with our cognitive dissonance. Please make sure that you look for my website, healthymindbodyspirit.net. And this is Dr. Feravich, and I hope you join me for the second video on our series on self-esteem.